Hello everybody, welcome to this class on Verbling. My name is Teacher Amy and today's class is all about online addiction. Are you the type of person that goes online obsessively? Can you not stop playing Candy Crush Saga or another Facebook related game? Or are you on Facebook all day? Or perhaps you're addicted to Verbling? Only kidding. No. Okay, so if you would like to talk about this theme of online addiction, we're going to be looking at an article which basically tells us how those addictive games and addictive websites hook you in as an internet user. It's going to be an interesting discussion. I would love you to share your opinions on how much is too much. Do you think the internet is invading our lives, or do you think it's a really helpful tool, especially since we're using it right now to help us learn, basically? So how far is the internet useful, and how far is it addictive or intrusive or a pain? Come and share your opinion with us. Okay, before we get started, let me just do the usual and share my 2 pages with you to help you out a little bit. If you want to find out more information, you can access those pages. You can see the first one is my Facebook page, which is typical Facebook page. We're about to talk about how great Facebook is, just to keep in touch with what's going on here on Verbling as you go through your week. And the second is my Verbling teacher page, which is basically where you can find a little bit more particular information about any of the teachers who you are interested in. So if you see a class that you've really enjoyed, or you have a look and find a teacher who has the perfect accent for you or something like that, look them up on their Verbling teacher page and you can find out all about them. When their sessions are that they're free, and you can also get in touch. So do head to my teacher page if you're interested. Those 2 pages are there for you in the chat box. So let's get stuck into today's topic. We're going to say hello to the students and see who we've got here to talk about this kind of online addiction theme. So I'm going to ask you first of all just to say hello, but also our introductory question for today's class is, do you think you use the internet too much? So that's a bit of an objective question, I guess. Let's see if we can go to, who came first? I've forgotten, so we're just going to go in order of names. I'll say hello to Ali. Welcome back, Ali.
Hi, teacher, again.
Hello again. Nice to see you again.
See you
Ali,
as
do
well.
you think you use the internet too much? What would you say?
I use internet with my work usually,
Yep.
and sometimes reading news on it, and joining class for link,
Of course, very important, that.
learning English.
Yep.
And yeah, most of them. That's why I use internet. I don't like play games or something like that on internet.
Okay, so you don't use it.
I only play chess sometimes on internet.
Okay, you play chess. What is it that you like about playing online chess? Why do you enjoy it?
You can find many different opponents from all level for you, and from different countries. You can chat during you are playing chess. That's why I.
Alright, so it's almost a
chess.
social aspect of chess, like interacting with people who also like chess around the world.
Yeah, and you can find play from level. Some players are very well with chess, and some of them are your level.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that would be a great advantage, especially with a game that maybe is not I don't know. It's sort of like one of those love it or hate it type games, I think. And if you love it, you can be really good at it, or it's difficult to find an opponent who matches your ability, perhaps. So, okay, thank you, Ali. That was very insightful. Okay, we're going to go and say hello to Minnie Mouse. No, I think your name's Anna. Hello.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
I'm well, thank you, Anna. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Great. So, Anna, the question for our introduction today to our class is, do you use the internet too much?
I think I use internet too much, mainly for studying. For
Okay.
study, most of the time, I am study on Verbling using Google Translator or any other kind of things related to studying English. But I like to playing toys, playing games.
Mm-hmm.
For example, Candy Crush, Candy Soda, Pet Rescue, and so on. But I don't think in certain way I have addiction.
Okay.
Only is a certain distraction for me
Yep.
when I feel really tired after studying.
Okay.
Is like a thing which relax me after studying.
Yep. I understand. So it's like a way to chill out, a way to relax.
Ah, yes, chill out. Yes.
All right, thank you, Anna. That was a lovely. Both of you have given really nicely described. I don't know of your nice descriptions of your experiences. I
Thank
just
you.
want to talk about. It's welcome to the class, by the way. Um, just one little English grammar point before we move on. Um, okay, if you use this word "to," we're talking about TOO, not the number two. Okay, too much or too many. This has a very specific meaning in English, which is sometimes confused. And so I've been asking you, do you use the internet too much? So what this specifically means is, do you use the internet such a lot of the time that it impacts you negatively? If we do something too much, or maybe we eat too many chocolates in English, it means that we have some kind of negative impact as a result of doing that activity. Therefore, we've done that activity a lot and more than is good for us. So I might say to you, last night I drank too much. That would mean that I wish I hadn't drunk so much because today I feel horrible as a result. I could say to you last night I drank a lot, but that's neutral. That doesn't mean that there was a negative effect. So when we use that too much, too many, we're talking about some kind of negative effect. Whether or not you say it, the negative effect is implied. So just bear that in mind when you're answering the question today. And I'm going to go next to Wellington. Hello.
Hello.
That's a pretty cool name.
Thank you.
Where are you from, Wellington?
Brazil. I live in São
Okay,
Paulo.
awesome. Welcome to the class. So Wellington, the question is the same for you. Do you use the internet too much?
No, I think I use the adequate time. In general, I use it to study,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, sometimes to find something for my pleasure, for my leisure. But in general, to study, to read, to find something useful for me.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you feel you use it for an adequate amount of time, just enough to help you, but not enough to cause you any negative results.
No, no. In general, I was reading something interesting, something that will improve my knowledge or is for consequence or because I need something, I need
Mm-hmm.
resolve to resolve a problem. Um,
Okay,
yes,
thank you.
for
All
this.
right, well done, congratulations. So far, so good. Nobody feels like the internet is taking over their lives. I'll say welcome back to the lovely Raphael.
Hi, Amy.
Hello. So, Raphael, I'm interested to hear your answer. Do you use the internet too much?
Sometimes, yes.
Honesty, we
When
love it. Okay, why? Why do you say that?
I sometimes when I have nothing to do, just to spend time, just to sometimes waste time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's maybe I only use maybe I use internet for my duties, my job, and I have to communicate with my boss. We mainly use email and Skype, so we have to get in touch with my team and normally use internet. So, but sometimes when I simply don't want to do anything else, I just want to stay home and I just spend time on the internet looking for useless things in my life.
Looking for useless things. All right. I have to say I am definitely guilty of doing that sometimes. And I usually regret it when I do that. Okay.
Me too.
Thank you, Raphael. Nice to know I'm not alone. Who else do we have here? Ra, hello.
Hello. Hi. My name is Rashid. I'm sorry.
Okay, Rashid.
Rashid.
Thank
Yes.
you. I'm going to type that properly. It doesn't, for some reason, come up. Thank you. So, Rashid, do you use the internet too much?
No, I don't. I don't think that I use it too much, but I use it. I use it a lot because I use it for my work and for my study. So also to learn English and
Mm-hmm.
for another study. So I don't think it too much, but yeah, but well, but but I use it a lot.
Okay, that was the perfect interpretation of the English grammar. I would just like to say thank you, Rashid. Very refreshing.
Thanks.
Welcome. Lovely to have you.
Okay, thanks.
And we also have Omnia. Hello, Omnia.
Hi,
Nice to see you again.
nice to you too.
All right, so I'm dying to hear your answer, Omnia. Do you use the internet too much?
Yes,
Okay, why do you say that?
I spend all my time on the internet. My work for work and listen music and learn some music and chatting with my boss and my friends. So
Mhm.
all my life on the internet actually.
You have a virtual life, Omnia. You don't have a real life, you have a virtual life. Everything is on the internet.
Actually, all my friends is in another city, so the only way to talking with them is on the internet chatting and
Mhm.
Skype and things.
Absolutely. You know, I actually can totally understand that. If you study languages, I think one of the things that's definitely going to happen is a lot of your friends will disperse and not live in the same country as you for the rest of who knows how long. So I do understand having your friends overseas can be a bit tricky. Okay, thank you for being so honest, Omnia. Welcome. And last but certainly not least, Janma, hello.
Hello, Amy. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine too.
All right, that's great. So tell us, the last opinion, do you think you use the internet too much?
Well, I don't think so. Maybe sometimes I waste my time sitting in front of the flat of the PC, but I usually use the internet in the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
For learn English, to join this class, or maybe for book holiday
Yep.
with friends. My sister lives abroad, so I can keep in touch with her by Skype or something like
Okay.
this.
So you just use it when you need to. You don't feel like you get sucked into it.
Sometimes I spend many hours on Facebook or something like this, but it's not always. Sometimes, and I have to say that I hate games like Candy Crush or Pet Rescue. I hate it. I think it's a waste of time.
All right, fair enough. We are all entitled to our opinion, and I find it interesting how those games can get you hooked in, which is exactly what we're going to read about now. So, if I'm going to share the link with you, if you'd like to load it in your window, then please go ahead. Otherwise, you can just follow along on the screen. We're going to read possibly not all of this, but we are going to read some of it. So let's go ahead and have a look and see what we've got. So there's a lot of advertising on this website. Apologies for that. If you can just try and concentrate on what we're looking at. So the title is up here. And I'm going to ask Wellington if you could read the title for us, please.
Yes. How Facebook and Candy Crush got you hooked? You hooked.
Hooked.
Hooked. Hooked.
Okay, so hooked, Wellington, is a bit of a tricky word. It's actually just one syllable, and the ED sounds like a T, so it's hooked.
Hooked.
Perfect. Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. We've got a really nice picture image here of a little diagram of what happens, which is a little bit complicated, but very nicely designed. And we're going to read about what these 4 stages are. That happen. But first of all, I want to just ask Anna. Anna, are you okay?
Yeah, yes, finally.
Okay, I'm sorry you were having problems.
Yes. Mm.
All right, so you're back. That's great, because I wanted to ask you, as the only person who has admitted to playing Candy Crush, well done for that. Do you think that you are hooked on Candy Crush? Or do you think that, it's just something that you use when you feel like a bit of a relax?
Yes, I think to be honest, I play games nearly every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's true, but like half hour more or less.
Mm-hmm.
The only day I play more than that is Sunday in the evening because um, I am with my granddaughter. Normally, I don't study when she's at home. While he's watching some kind of program, for example, acute polish that she like on my mobile phone.
Mm-hmm.
I usually play games during for 2 hours. For
Mm-hmm.
2 hours, for example, but from Monday to Saturday, a half hour, a quarter of hour, more or less. More or less.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. That's a very good description. It's really great having you in the class, I must say, because we're actually going to learn about how these games work. And I would love to hear your feedback, whether you think this has happened with you or not, whether you're aware of what is happening. Let's find out. So,
Okay, thank you.
Wellington, you only read the title, so I think you've got a bit more reading in you yet. Could you read a bit of the first paragraph for us, please?
Okay. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. World of Warcraft, Angry Birds, the most successful tech products have one thing in common. They're addictive, and users don't get hooked by accident. Just ask Near Ear, a Bay Area entrepreneur turned desire guru. Yu has worked with some of the top tech firms in Silicon Valley, teaching them how to apply the system he developed for engineer habit forming apps, services, and games. His blog, Near and Fair, has attracted tens of thousands of subscribers hungry for insights, and his writing has appeared in both the mass market pages of Psychology Today and the Insider Club of TechCrunch. His inaugural Habit Summit, held last March on the Stanford campus, drew 4,000 participants. Yu's book, Hooked: How to Build a Habit-Forming Product, self-published in January 2014, shot immediately to the top of Amazon's product design list. Penguin acquired it and released it in November.
Thank you, Wellington. Wonderful reading. Just a couple of things. This is pronounced tech because it's just short for technology, okay?
Yes. Tech.
And this is actually 400, not 4,000.
Okay.
All right.
400.
Yeah, 400. Thank you. Okay, does anyone have any questions about the first paragraph about vocabulary, meaning? No? Okay. In that case, I'm going to ask, who should I ask? I will ask Omnia. Omnia, what did we learn in the first paragraph? Can you tell us who this guy Near Eyal is? I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Who is he and what does he say?
Near Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's an entrepreneur working in Silicon Valley, and he teaches a developer how to build system to be habit forming products.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I don't.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well done. Okay, so we've just learned a little bit about how successful he is in addition to that, right? What his book's done really well and where his work's been published, etc. So we know that he's obviously quite popular. Has anybody heard of this guy before?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
No, I hadn't either until I read this. Okay, so we're going to carry on. And I'm going to ask Omnia, why not? Could you read the next part for us, at the heart?
Okay. At the heart of Eli's system in four-step cycle, he called the hook. These steps were derived from his observation of online products and services, as well as a wide range of psychological and what?
Okay, these two are tricky. I'll help you. So this one is psychological.
And neurological
Yep,
research.
and neurological. Yeah.
P.F. Skinner to B.G. Foggy. The hooked Eli says is the magic behind just about every icon of customers' internet from Google to WhatsApp.
Great. Okay, so this word here is consumer.
Consumer. Okay.
Perfect. And then these two, which were tricky, we'll just go over them one more time because I know they are a bit hard. So this is, don't forget, the P is silent, so ignore the P. And we've got psychological.
Psychological.
Perfect. And this one, neurological.
Neurological.
Thank you, Omnia. Well done. Okay, any questions about vocabulary?
No, for me.
All right. In that case, we're going to carry on. What we've got now is the first picture. So if you guys just take a little look at it, just, you know, take it in, see what you can find in that picture, and then we're going to read about what exactly that is. So you might want to refer back to that. If you do want to load up the article, then you can switch backwards and forwards. I'm going to ask, Janmar, could you read number 1, trigger?
Sure. The process starts with a cue or stimulus. That's an external trigger. It's most effective if it arrives when the target is feeling some kind of discomfort, which AL calls an internal trigger, from which it can promise relief, like a Facebook message that happens to arrive in your inbox just when you're feeling alone. The more times users go through the hook, the more the product forms an association with internal triggers like loneliness, boredom, or fear, AL explains. When we're lonely, we turn to Facebook. When we're feeling out of the loop, we turn on to Twitter.
Thank you.
You're
All right,
welcome.
and before we talk about that, Janmar, I'm going to get Rashid. Could you read the second part? You're sitting.
Yeah. You're sitting at home on Sunday afternoon, feeling lonely and wondering if everyone else had a better weekend. Your phone buzzed with a Facebook alert. You have been tagged in a photo taken at a party you went to on Friday. You logged on to Facebook to check it out.
Thank you, both of you. Okay, questions about vocabulary firstly?
Yes, I have a question. For example, trigger.
All right, this is a pretty
Or try.
important one, isn't it, Anna?
Yes.
This is the whole paragraph. What is a trigger? Who can explain what trigger means?
It's a starter or something like
Okay, yes, very good. A starter. Can anyone give an example of a different type of a trigger? Another situation in life where you would have a trigger involved?
It's like a
For
consequence.
example, sorry, can go ahead.
No, sorry.
For example, something usual. When you are hungry, you go eat something. The hungry is the trigger for you eat something.
Nice example. Thank you, Wellington. That was a really clear example. Thank you. So, yeah, a trigger is basically something that causes something else to happen. So we have a trigger on a gun. The trigger is the kind of the button thing that you press to release the gun and basically to shoot. So when you pull the trigger, the gun shoots. And just as Wellington said, lots of things are like triggers in life. They basically, something happens and then that causes something else to happen. So the trigger in this case is something that causes you to go and check your Facebook account or whatever account that you're talking about, maybe Twitter. Okay, let me see.
Sorry, may I ask a question, please?
Sure.
Is trigger is like consequence?
No, a consequence is the result sort of thing of something else. A trigger is like, if I can give you another example.
In this case,
the result.
In this case, for example, when the people are lonely, sometimes they go to the Facebook searching for views, photos, etc. I see this always I see this. When people is lonely, alone, and he or she goes to the Facebook. The loneliness is the trigger, is the status that is the start to the people goes to the Facebook, for example.
Okay, thank you. So, Janma, how are you getting on? I know it's a little bit of a tricky definition. So, if you're thinking about a trigger, it's exactly what we've just been saying. It's something that starts off something else. And if you think about a consequence is like the result. So, the trigger would happen, and then you would have some kind of a consequence. So the trigger is what happens first to make you do something, and the consequence is what you do as a result of the trigger. So like they're opposite ends of the spectrum in a way.
Okay.
Is it a bit clearer?
Yes, I see.
Okay, great. I know it's a little bit tricky, but well done. Some great explanations coming from you guys. Okay, so what I want to ask firstly is, has anybody experienced this? Please try to be honest. Has anyone ever felt lonely and got a Facebook message, or felt, I don't know, bored and then got, oh, a Facebook alert, and then gone onto Facebook?
Yes, me.
Yeah, so I'm just asking anybody. Anyone like to comment on it? Does it happen a lot?
Yeah. Always.
Okay. Always. Thank you, Wellington.
Yes. Sometimes we are boring, do nothing, and can happen.
Yep. So not boring, Wellington. Bored. You're bored.
Yes, bored. Can
okay.
happen.
So, did anyone realize that this is a purpose-built function of these things that we belong to, like Facebook and Twitter? No? Well, now we know. All right, we're going to read the second one, guys. So you can maybe take a look back at this picture, see if you think that the picture's relevant. And now we've got number 2. Action. Dum-de-dum. So let's have a look, see what we've got here. I think it must be, whose turn is it to read? Raphael.
A behavior happens when a trigger coincides with both the motivation to take action and the ability to do so. Says Theorius B.G. Frog. Say you are expecting a phone call while in the middle of a business meeting. Your motivation is answer is high, but your ability to answer is low. So when the phone rings, you don't pick up, or you may be free to answer when your phone rings, but you notice that the incoming number is blocked, presumably by a telemarketer. Now your ability to answer is high, but your motivation is low, and again, you don't answer. If a trigger consistently fails to initiate the desired behavior, habit designers should aim to boost the user's ability, which is easier to influence than motivation.
Thank you, Raphael.
Okay.
We'll just pause because I think this is quite a lot to take in. Okay. Anyone have any questions firstly?
Yeah, I don't know what the meaning is from coincidious.
This one here, coincides.
Or coincides.
Okay, who can explain what coincide means?
Is that at the same time?
Yes, it can be at the same time. It can also be to, what else could it be? Like to agree with something. So in this case, it's almost like an agreement. So your motivation and your ability cross paths even, so that both of them are high, and then you can log on to Facebook. So it can be at the same time, or it can be agree, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Any other questions? No. Okay, we'll just read the example. I'll get Ali to read. You spend.
Okay. You spend your lunch hour reading a newsletter that has arrived in your inbox. One story in particular catches your fancy, and at the bottom you see the message "Share with friends." Clicking it automatically connects you to your Twitter account. The technology has made it so easy for you to tweet, increased your ability that you take action almost without thinking about it.
Thank you. Lovely reading. Any more questions? No? All right, in that case, I'm going to ask Rashid, could you try to summarize as best you can in your own words, what is this point number 2 talking about?
The whole point of the whole number 2?
Yep.
The first part is a little bit complicated, I think.
It is. Do
A
your
little bit
best. Do your
complex.
best.
Let me see. I think they have it about ability and the motivation.
Yep.
I think no. If a
Quite
trigger
tough.
fails to initiate the desired behavior, habit aim to boost it. Yeah, that kind of text I have to read it 3 or 4 times, then I get
I
the
know.
point.
Don't
But
worry,
I
Rashid.
think,
That's okay. Go
but
for
I
it.
think,
Just. Mhm.
yeah, but I think it has to do something with, as I say, the motivation and the ability, and no, I can't explain it very exactly.
Okay, don't worry, Rashid. What I'd like you to do instead is just to give me, what do you think the key words are? What are the key words or the key phrases from that paragraph? So I think trigger is one that's important. What other ones would you choose?
I would choose motivation.
Yep.
And I want to choose, let me see, the ability to do something.
Yep. Okay.
And if they match each other,
Mm-hmm.
I think if you are high motivated and you're able to do something,
mm-hmm.
then there's something happens, but I can read it.
That's absolutely perfect. Yeah, well done. That's all I wanted you to say. Well done. So what really it's saying is that you need an ability and a motivation in order for the action to take place.
Yes.
Sometimes you have one without the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have one without the other, it doesn't work. So what these people try to do is provide you with more ability if you have a lack of ability, because it's easier to influence than motivation, right?
Okay, yes. And that's
well
the
done,
second
Rashid.
part that's the second part, I think, so that
yes.
they can make it easier by give you a Twitter link. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So let's just have a pause here. And I want to get your feedback on this. So when you're, clicking and sharing things on Facebook and Twitter, were you or have you been aware that this is a designed psychological process? Or do you see it just as a handy little tool that makes your life easier and more fun? Who would like to answer or give their opinion?
For anybody?
Yeah, anybody.
For me, for example, I only share things that I think is very interesting and things that I think it will be useful for other people. And sometimes I chose the people. I don't share on public to all public.
Yep. Okay, thank you. So, you sound like an excellent Facebook friend to have. Thank you, Wellington. If you want to like my Facebook page, feel free. No, I'm only kidding.
Okay.
Because I don't know whether you guys have ever experienced those people who are the direct opposite to Wellington and literally share any old thing that they ever come across all the time, way too much, and you have to kind of delete them from your news feed. Does anyone else have any friends like that?
Yes.
It's a rhetorical question because I know you guys will say yes, but you don't want to mention it. Okay, thanks, guys. Let's go on to number 3, which is the reward. So, okay, I've lost track of the readers. Who has not read anything yet? We all read?
I think so.
Okay, in that case, I'll ask for a volunteer. Who would like to read a little bit more? Nobody?
Teacher?
Yep, go ahead.
Me?
Yep, sure. Thank you.
Reward. Rewards can come in an almost endless variety of forms, from receiving attention, acceptance, and appreciation, an obvious force in social networks, to gaining a sense of mastery and autonomy. Thank you, video games, and words with friends, to prizes like money and gift cards. One of the most powerful methods to amp up the anticipation and ultimate effect of a reward, B.F. Skinner found, is to make it unpredictable. A classic example is slot machine gambling. The player never knows whether the next pull might bring a $5 win or a $50,000 jackpot. The unpredictability of the reward and the randomness of its arrival is a powerful motivator to pull the lever again and again.
Thank you. Great reading. This word here is variety.
Variety.
Yep. And this one? Lever.
Lever.
Yeah. The lever is the thing that you pull when you're playing those games. Okay, thank you. I'm going to carry on reading. Anna, could you read here? You're a software, please.
Yes. You're a software programmer and you've active on Stack Overflow, the community site where volunteers post some 2,000 coding answers a day. Last week, you saw a question about an interesting problem. Hitting the clear button in a shopping app doesn't empty the cart. You have recently solved this problem yourself, so you posted the code. Logging in now, you're delighted to see that your reply has gotten 10 app votes, way more than you expected. You being with pride.
Thank you, Anna. This word here
Yes.
is reply.
Reply.
Perfect. All right, last paragraph. Any volunteers? You're sitting.
Okay.
May I?
I think Omnia beat you. Okay, Omnia, off you go.
Okay. You are sitting at your desk at the end of work day when your phone comes with a snapshot notifications from college who's on vacation. He sent you a photo of Fleming Martini sitting next to joystick. You have to reply, which is easy to do. Just double tap on the message and your phone camera is active. You send your college a photo of a niche. You can't wait to see what he sends back.
Perfect. Okay, so this word here is juicy.
Juicy. And what's this?
Juicy. What is juicy?
Yes, I don't know.
Can anyone explain what juicy means?
It's a good test, for example.
It certainly is if it's a steak. Juicy means that it has a lot of juice, as in a lot of liquid in it, right?
Okay.
So a juicy orange or a juicy pear or something.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, all of you readers. Let's just go through any questions about the vocab in any of those paragraphs there.
The idea is very.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I have a question.
Please.
What does chimes mean in the last paragraph? Chimes.
Chimes. Your phone
Chime.
chimes. Okay, what is to chime? Anybody?
It's like ring.
Yeah, exactly. A chime is usually used with a clock, so that ding, ding noise when it's like 2 o'clock, for example. That's a chime. That often phones have those little ringtones that if you get a text message, it will go ding ding, right? So it's like a chime.
I know. And the last one, niche.
Yeah.
The last.
Yeah, this
Chime.
is just a type of food, which I'm about to look up because I have no idea what it is either. Just a moment. Okay, there we go. I found out. We've all learned something today. A niche is a small round or square of dough stuffed with a filling, like potato, and baked or fried. There you go. Didn't know that either. So some kind of a food.
Okay.
Any other questions? No? Okay, who's experienced this feeling of reward that it's talking about in this paragraph? Can anyone give a bit of feedback, give their opinion, sum up what it said here, or just comment on it in any way?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. What would you like to say?
One day I put a text my opinion about something, and I want to know how many of my friends agree with me, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay, let's go.
I was just going to say, Wellington, it's interesting how when I was reading this before the class, this part actually made me giggle a little bit because it's funny how somehow receiving lots of likes or comments on like a photo that you post it does feel like a reward, strangely.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a funny little realization when I was reading this that, that's the whole purpose of it. So it's strange about human nature. Almost you'd think it's maybe a reward has to be something tangible, but it's not really, is it? It's sort of like a feeling that you get. So do you think this feeling encourages you to keep going back and posting more stuff, Wellington?
Yeah, we I think all have the feel that we must be accepted. Yeah. So must looking for the success. So they are actor, or other thing that in public they can appear, they can show his or her abilities, and we human that are who are regular people. Today we have this tool that is the Facebook, for example.
Yeah.
We are able to put a photo or an opinion and wait for likes, wait for disagreement.
Yeah.
I think it's normal.
All right, so absolutely, it's something I think maybe we all subconsciously do. I just want to read the last point. So I think Raphael was the secondary volunteer. Raphael, could you read this last one for us, please?
Investment. The last stage of the process closes the loop by loading the next trigger. EO says, the key is for the user to contribute some element of their own. A tweet, a comment, a video. And for that, in turn, to set in motion a chain of events resulting in the delivery of the next trigger. Consider Instagram. You make an investment by posting a photo. Then, when a follower likes your comments on your contribution, the server sends a push notification triggering you to take yet another spin through the hook. Investment can also engage what behavioral economists Dan Ariely calls the IKEA effect. Contribute to the creation of something and you value it more. Whether it's a YouTube video of your kid's recital or a post on Pinterest.
Thank you, Raphael. Okay, we've read the entire 4 points now, the entire process. So I firstly want to ask Anna. Anna, our wonderful Candy Crush player,
Yes.
how do you feel after reading this? Do you think that this process is visible in your experience of what you do and how you play these games?
As to the game,
Yeah.
I don't mind because I don't have any competition with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But when I share some picture or some comment through Facebook, I like when my family because the people who are or who share with me any type of communication is family, friends, colleagues, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
I like when they touch in like any comment that I can do or I can make. I like, and they share my opinions on my picture or something like that. But as to play games, I don't mind. With some relative, we help about games with life. For example, when we lost life in games, but in other question, I don't mind. My number of face, no face. I don't know how to say that. In a level, I don't mind the level that other people could have in some game.
All right.
I am going for my own.
Okay, so you're not competing really
No.
in the game with other people, but you sometimes help each other out by donating lives to each other.
Yes, and what is more, I never paid for playing games. Never.
Okay.
If I pass the level, well, if I don't pass the level, I feed up. I
Give up.
I don't feel well because I can stand when a level is difficult. It's true, but sometimes change other kind of playing
All right.
game. Sorry, game.
Thank you, Anna. It's interesting to hear you describe so honestly your experience. Thank you for that. I'm sure that we've all had this. We have to
Thank
finish in a
you.
moment, so I'm just going to ask if anyone else has any further comments or, just feedback that they would like to share with us before we go.
Yes, I think the point of how you call it, point 3, the reward. I thought.
Yeah.
I think that's for me. I think that makes that makes mostly the addiction. I think that's because you do something and there comes a reward in yeah, that can all kinds of things. In appreciation or in attention or that's kind of and that makes and that that yeah, that gives you a feeling that you must do it again, and that's I think one of the main points from the addiction, in my view, my point of view.
Thank you, Rashid. I have to say I agree completely with you. And although I wasn't, I suppose when I read this, I realized how true it was because it was really kind of relating my direct experience. It's not maybe something bad, it's just kind of interesting to know exactly what the psychology behind it is. And I must say that the reward thing definitely is the thing which keeps me going back as well. Any other comments?
Yeah, one last comment about my that opinion that I put in the Facebook is about the politician. We in November we elect a new government. So my post was about the politician, and it was very interesting. See the opinions that my friends put there because some put the mask in, sometimes they use a mask, and when they are putting their opinions in the Facebook, they are real. So it was very interesting see some, what they write because we had a problem here that was the Sul against the North. Because the Sul here in Brazil are we are more rich. We have more good salaries, and the North not. So this government they have a social influence. They a little more worry about the people that are in the north. And but my co-workers, the people that live here, don't see the problems. They don't act for all. They only see our problems, the problems that are in the soul. And was very interesting because sometimes the people act or said something, said good work, good words, but indeed they act in a different way.
Okay, thank you. I think that brings up another very interesting point. We're going to have to go, Wellington, because it's the end of the class. but we might have to have another class on
Yes.
that very topic, and using Facebook in a different way completely, and how much impact it can have. Thank you. All right, thanks to everybody for participating today. Some wonderful reading, some really great comments. Next time you log onto Facebook, be aware of what you're doing and try to be like Wellington and only share very interesting, important stuff. Don't be one of those annoying people who shares everything, right? All right, take care, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.